Hello everybody out there in the land of make-believe. Wolf Wizard here at the bench. And I got a bunch of stuff going on here, getting ready to start up the week. Thought I would just make a little video update what's going on here in the studio. I worked at a place for 10 years and they shut down at the end of 2018. I got some cash, decided to start my art business because I was tired of working for the man all the time. So I've been doing that for about 2 years. The first year I was making jewelry, handmade jewelry, because that's what I'd been selling. I had made money selling jewelry in the past, so I thought, okay, well, I'll get into that, even though that's not my passion. I like making jewelry. I make pretty stuff, but first of all, it's ladies' jewelry, so I don't have any personal interest in it. I can make men's jewelry, but of course, ladies are the ones who buy the jewelry. Here's a jewelry I made. Here's a jewelry I made. Ooh, that's some opal in there. So I started the jewelry business thinking, okay, I'll just do that. That seems to be something I can do, something people buy. Then didn't turn out liking the process as much. Once you design a piece of jewelry, then it's just work. So I prefer drawing and making graphics and sculpting and stuff like that. When I got my business license, I got the business license set of Wolf Wizard Gifts as my business name, but then they said you could have a secondary name. My secondary name was a Barko Toy Company because I really wanted to make toys. I think that, I do a lot of character pictures, little creatures and characters and stuff. So that works out better in toys. Backgrounds, I'm just no good at doing backgrounds. It taxes the limits of my creativity. I just like making a little goofy character. But that's great for making toys because you don't got to come up with the background. That's the user's problem. Started gearing up to making toys over the last couple of months. All of last year, I was doing print-on-demand graphic arts. So then I went through a year of print-on-demand. I make my own graphic designs, and then I was printing them on stuff, and that really wasn't taking off either. And again, wasn't really what I wanted to do. I wanted to I want to make I like sculpting. I wanted to do sculpting, and I hadn't done it. I've only done a little sculpting in my life, but when I do sculpt, I really enjoyed it. So I got into needle felting. Got a bunch of needle felting stuff up there. Got into the needle felting, and that's fun. That's like sculpting, but it's very time consuming. Finally, I just got some clay. So why am I just not sculpting? So I got some clay, started sculpting, and now I've got this table of sculptures to play with. So the idea is to make the sculpture and then cast it and then make resin reproductions of it. Oh yeah, okay. So here's something I did. I did this in 1995. Made a series of these little weird wizards, and this is out of a Fimo. And I took them down to a little floral shop, little plant store in Fremont. It's still there. A little plant store in Fremont is still there. It's a cool little store if you're ever in Fremont in Seattle, Washington. Check it out. So I brought a batch of these little wizards down there, and they sold out. They sold out right away. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, so I can make some money on sculpting. But then, I had to leave town and didn't get back into doing any art for a long time. So now I'm back. I got all these little sculptures, and now I have to start casting them and making little figures. And now I've got to take these creatures. Which ones am I going to do first? So I'm going to do these 5 creatures first. Groid, Meltor, Nrog, Lollygog, and where's the last one? And Zweezel. Where's Zweezel? So yeah, I got these 5 made up, ready to go. Now I've got this made up too. This is actually pretty much ready to cast. This is a little Bigfoot. He's just about ready to cast. I have to do a little more detail. So that's the thing, is that I ordered a bunch of new casting materials. So I'm just about ready to go. But none of these can be cast the way they are. When I made them, I had to decide, I was making stuff, and I knew I had to make silicone molds for them. So I had to keep in mind undercut, stuff like that. But, you know, it was a drag on my imagination. So I just went for it, made the figure, and now I've got to go back and fix a lot of things that are going to be a pain in the butt when I try to cast these, especially if I try to cast them with one piece of silicone over it and then cut the edges up. But in any case, this is going to be really difficult to cast, especially because of the way the tongue is, a couple of other things. So before I can cast this one, Narog, I'm going to need to pull this tongue up a little bit, straighten this tongue up, maybe mush it in a little bit. I'm going to need to fill in some more of this mouth area so that I can pull it out. And I think I'm going to end up having to cut the mold down the back here. I'm not sure I'm going to have to cut this mold. Actually, I think I'm going to have to cut it up the back. Boom. And then pull it out this way. But I will see once I get the mold made. But there's a bunch of little things like that I have to do. I have to smooth it out. It has some little bumps and grooves on it. This one is also going to be a huge pain. So underneath each one of these drops here is an undercut. And when I make this silicone mold, it's going to grab onto the ends of each one of these drops. So the silicone is, and when I pull it out, it's going to rip the silicone, and I'm not going to get this detail. So I'm going to have to go through before I make the molds and kind of push. I'm either going to have to push down the ends of the drops, yeah, or I'm going to have to take some clay and stick them in there a little bit and mush some clay in there so that it's more rounded. It's less of a hook in there for the silicone to grab onto it and get ripped and stuff. This is going to be the hardest one for that. And that's everybody. I was putting them online, and everybody's like, you got a lot of undercuts there, dude. And I'm like, yeah, I know I have a lot of undercuts. I know I'm going to have to take several steps back, but I really wanted to just get the design out without limiting my imagination and then going back and fixing what needed to be fixed. And I really like the designs. Yeah. And I don't think there's much I'm going to have to fix for them. This one, I'm not going to have to do much with at all. I think I could put this right in the... I can make the mold, pour the mold, and pop it right out without worrying about too much bubbles or silicone getting stuck in the undercuts. The dreaded undercuts. Now this one, I figured I was going to have a problem when I pull the... unless I cut it all the way up, when I pull this little critter out of the mold, his antennae are going to pop off. So what I'm going to do before I mold this is pull the antenna off, put a couple of pieces of wire in there, and then remold the antenna around the wire so that when I pull it out, the antenna is not going to stay stuck in the mold, because then I'll have to cut it out. I'll have to cut the mold out to get the wax out to make the casting. So little stuff like that. I kind of know what I'm doing. When I was building the creatures, this one probably might be actually the easiest to mold, even though it's got the weirdest details. But I kind of knew what I was doing. And while I was making it, I was saying, I got to make sure, I didn't do anything too crazy for when I pour the molds. It won't be impossible. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. I know it's going to be tricky. I'm going to have to fix some of these things while I'm waiting for the rest of my mold making materials to arrive. One of the other things I'm going to do is I'm going to start making some one of a kind. I'm going to make these creatures probably 3 inches out of Sculpey and make those one of a kind items. And I'm going to try to get those up on my store. Hey, come back up here. I'm going to try to get those up in my store right away. And my store is the Barko Toy Company. So you say, but you're Wolf Wizard Arts. Why are you called the Barko Toy Company? Like I said, when I was getting my business license together, I realized that I'm not going to be able to sell toys next to jewelry. It's just not going to happen. So I kind of had to break it up. Wolf Wizard Arts is all of my art stuff, including my toys, for the content that I'm putting online, the YouTube and the Facebook and the Instagrams. And while you're at it, I can subscribe down there and click the thing and check me out at Wolf Wizard Arts on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, depending on where you're watching this right now. But the name of my toy company is the Barko Toy Company. So yeah, that explains that, doesn't it? Yeah, because I knew I couldn't sell toys to people who are buying jewelry, or jewelry to people who are buying toys. So I had to break it up. But I can't maintain, like when I was first doing it, I had the Barko Toy Company Facebook and Instagram, and the Wolf Wizard Gifts Facebook, and it just was too much stuff. So I just made one Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Wolf Wizard Arts for all of my art stuff. And I'll tell you guys all about my Barko Toy Company stuff while I'm doing it. But you can still go to, if you want to buy any of this stuff, you got to go to the Barko Toy Company it's my own website. You got to go to my website, the Barko Toy Company, if you want to buy any of these toys. And I'm going to have that open April 1st. So I'm going to open the store again on April 1st, or I'm going to reopen the store on April 1st. I've had it closed down for about a year because of COVID. And but I'm going to reopen the store. Hopefully by then, I'll have some one-of-a-kind custom-made toys. It's going to be a couple of months before I get these little resin figures ready to go. But I'm hoping to get some Sculpey out, make some one-of-a-kind toys, get those listed. I've got some skateboard decks coming. I've got grip tape coming for the skateboard decks, matching grip tape. I've got hoodies and stickers and all kinds of stuff. Right now it's just a blog. The blog was actually taken over by the propaganda wing for the Yeti Society and Cryptoid Liberation Army. So check out the blog. Some of the stuff is related to my artwork, and some of the stuff is related to the liberation of Cryptoid brothers and sisters everywhere. So that's it for now. I just thought I'd update you on what I'm not going to be able to get a lot of content out because now I'm in a rush to try to get some stuff ready to list up on the store. Plus, I gotta fix all these drips and drops before the rest of my casting material gets here, because I need to start casting these toys. This Bigfoot is going to be very difficult to cast, but again, because of all the little undercuts in the fur there. But I'm going to smooth those down, and then I want to put a little more detail on it before I do cast it. So I'm probably going to cast this last. But I am really excited about getting all this stuff done. If you guys have any questions about how I'm doing this, this is Castelline clay, by the way. I'll put some information down in the description. But if you have any questions, down in the comments, ask me what you like. I'm checking the stuff every day. Otherwise, check me out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Wolf Wizard Arts, and go to the Barko Toy Company to read my crazy blog. That's it for now. Until next time, Godspeed, Earthlings.